common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
All right, good afternoon, 12:20 Central Standard Time. Want to jump in here live. Haven't been here in a while, been working on a Wyckoff alert engine and some sector studies, different things for pro traders. Mostly on the stock side, but then taking it to the crypto side shortly. So would update that, but again, I'm going to launch that soon here, I presume, in the next, still a couple of weeks. It's pretty well done, but I'm just fine tuning it. And then easily adding crypto to it as well. So all good. In front of us, the Bitcoin chart. Let's jump in here real quick. Got some viewers on Twitter. Again, haven't been live, really, I don't think since late November. So I've been working on the scan for a solid 3 months, 12, 16 hours a day. But in front of us, Bitcoin chart. Again, you can see the scan is alerting me to Wyckoff labels. You can see selling climax, automatic rally, jump across the creek, sign of strength. Those are all being labeled real time, and also will give you alerts. So that's what I'm excited about, because it's actually going to alert me when Wyckoff events are taking place. So it's going to allow me to jump on the creeks, backups, etc. So should be extremely helpful. Then it's going to feed into some sector studies and different things that I have as well. So kind of looking forward to that. Hold on here 1 second. I've got to get some reason my update here didn't go through to YouTube followers, so hold on here real quick. Let me get that. All right, got that taken care of. All right, so again, the one thing I wanted to talk about really today is we've got Bitcoin technometer 48.41. And let me go to a different chart here. I posted this yesterday. Our Bitcoin, when our technometer is overbought, you can see the red dots on the chart. So definitely calls highs in the markets. You can see here, stutter stepped it a little bit. Here was a short-term top. Here was the major top. Here was a top a week early. And then that was exact top. Again, exact top. We almost caught a high 3 days ago. We haven't got it yet. Technometer 48.42. So I'm not sure if this is an up thrust and a test, as it definitely looks much more so, which is what this is showing. Or, as I showed here with the alert engine, you can see here that the alert engine is, and again, you got to bear with me, I'm in the middle still of finalizing this, so I'm trying to show too much information. But the alert engine is called a Southern Climax Automatic Rally. It did call a jump across the creek there because we had taken out these previous highs, and we didn't get really a clean backup, but now recently, this last rally, calling it a sign of strength. So we'll be watching for that. Again, with the technometer up here near overbought, makes me think that we're probably not going to rock and roll here. We're going to have some type of pullback to get more strength to jump the resistance up there at 76 and 77,000. So that's kind of my thoughts here. What's going on in the group? What's up, Urgency FX? Let me give you a what's up, Carrie? Final Curse, how you doing? Crypto Hitman in here. Nick will join me next week. Again, we hadn't been live. I want to jump here by myself and make sure everything was doing well and before I bring him in. So I'll bring him in Monday. If we go and look at stocks here real quick, if any of you are into Pro Traders or even the free version of Pro Traders, luckily last October when I was live on here, and then also late December, I was talking about emerging markets and oil stocks. Oil stocks definitely really the only group that was plus for the year up to a few days ago. So I'd mentioned NBR. That was something I mentioned down there at $38. You can see the chart there on NBR. Again, a lot of labels coming from the alert engine. If I hide those, down there 38, 39 was when I was saying to buy NBR. Then also I had mentioned LNT. Let me go to that one. LNT went to a new high, just yesterday. That's another one I'd mentioned down here at 64. Again, late October. And then another one, ENB. That was up there at 47, 48. That one's near the highs. And then probably more importantly, XLE. I was bullish on XLE down there at 44.60. I think the number was 44.75. I did talk about taking profits there up here around 60, 61. I did not get that taken care of. I didn't think we would come off quite so hard on the XLE. So again, I'm still long there. I think XLE is good for a long-term position. So for now, I'm staying long. I thought really we would have some type of sideways here, reaccumulation. I wanted to try to trade that, but so far didn't get it accomplished. And then a few other positions we got right now. We got AKR. That's the position that's came back here for us. Again, not long, not extremely profitable in AKR, but got a position there. We're still on FIHL. That one went to a new high yesterday, coming back today. Got some other positions I'm looking at or long, but I'm not going to really go over those now. Again, just wanted to get on here and make sure everything's cool to go live. So I will jump on there much more, go over a lot more pro traders for stocks. And then crypto has been in the doldrums for 6 months here. I'm not sure that's ending yet. Again, with the technometer overbought, looks like we're going to have some type of pullback. So I'm going to watch that here in the coming week. What's up, Yannick? And I've been pretty, I've still been doing quite a bit on social media, but definitely not YouTube. So there's Avis. I know the one hedge fund guy has a huge position there. Quick run from 100 to 300. That alarm is pretty loud. Let me turn that down. I'm not sure why that's so loud. I tried to turn it down earlier, but I like that during the day because it'll sound throughout my loft here, so I do keep that loud. Yeah, Avis, CAR, definitely not on that one. That one was pretty weak there from 200 down to 100. If you're in there, Yannick, good luck. A few other positions I've been talking about for quite a few weeks. MSM, that one went to a new high yesterday. That one looks good. The labels there now are actually just labels that I've placed on it, trying to get those to match. But again, if we go to the labels from the alert engine, those are the labels coming from the alert engine. So showed a jump across the creek 2 days ago. It's looking for a backup. Again, when this is set up correctly, then TradingView will alert subscribers to anything they want to be alerted on, whether they just want to buy major springs or springs and uptrends or etc. Whether they want to know about jumps across creeks, backups, sign of strength, last point of support. I've got terminal shakeouts, ordinary shakeouts. We will have fall through the ice, last point of supply, markdowns, etc., everything. So you will pick and choose the primary opportunities you want to be alerted on. So I think it's going to give us much more opportunities to know which stocks are preparing to move. We've got selling climaxes, buying climaxes, etc. So kind of excited about that. SCI is another one that still looks like it's trying to work higher. Let me close this off here, clean that up a little bit. There's another one jumping a backup, I think, on SCI. TW, TradeWeb's been another one. Possible jump and a backup, went to a new high 2 days ago, pulling back again. Probably, again, just for another backup, etc. ACGL, another one that was looking good until today, coming under some pressure today. I do have some positions in there as well. Some high flyers, FN. Quanta Services, PWR, SITM. VVV. Here's a Bybit chart. Had a little bit of a bullish divergence that I look for. Here you can see it was making higher lows. Volume was making a new low here. So that was a little friendly, showing this was support. Obviously that looks like a triangle. So that was a pretty easy setup. You want to take those new lows in volume showing selling pressure coming in, but price was being supported higher in a triangle. So I would think that one still could try to work a little bit higher. Again, with Bitcoin overbought, maybe, possibly not, but that one looks much better. Nice uptrend. If you've been in that, congrats. What's up, Mark? What's up, Big House? So, I do have a couple trades I'm thinking about today. I've been watching the TLT, been watching the dollar. I might jump on a couple minor trades there, especially in some mutual funds that I time for clients. So, thinking about that. Again, if we go back to Bitcoin and Ethereum, here's the Ethereum chart. Alert engine there. Again, showing a jump across the creek absorption. The absorption tag is covering up the jack a little bit. So there's what we got. I mean, that chart still looks a little bit more, still looks bullish on Ethereum. In the Bitcoin chart, you do have the selling climax, automatic rally, recent sign of strength right up here. So going to be watching Bitcoin the next few days here. Obviously, with Trump tweeting and the war news, it's making it extremely hard to trade here. So have to be watching that. For some reason, everything's loading really slow for me. You can see at the bottom, my Wyckoff indicators are giving me errors. So I'm not sure of why that is. What's up, Dad Exotic? I mean, our technometers, as I had updated on the pro traders yesterday, I mean, we're up here at overbought on the SPY. Let's let these load. It looks like my feed is okay to YouTube, but again, I'm having a little bit of slowness at Trading View. So, and the technometer, we're sitting here at 46. I would really like to see a pullback, you know, maybe back here 590, 600 on the QQQ. That'd give me a better setup. The SPY rallied up to what was former support. Technometer did get overbought, but we're back to 45.5. So I've still leaned bullish on stocks. I mean, I thought if the war news would get taken care of, that probably we still got higher highs coming. I mean, we've got lots of issues here. TLT, higher interest rates. I did personally on my mutual fund strategy, did go a little bit short TLT today. I was waiting today to give that trade to pro traders possibly. But I do think higher interest rates are possibly still coming. Months ago, I showed a large triangle here on TLT that I think could resolve to the downside. And there's the triangle there and the dotted lines. So I'm still kind of worried about that. And it looks right here, you can see down at the bottom, we got an overbought technometer there 4 days ago. Down here with the red highlight. So I do think TLT could turn lower here. Maybe that's strong economy, etc. I don't know. That's something I'm going to watch. I mean, coping with losses, final curse. I mean, just try to use stop losses and keep them manageable. I mean, mentally, it can definitely take you off your game. I've always pretty well stayed with my Wyckoff. And if you've been around here long, I also threw a little bit of Elliott Wave on top of it. I only use Elliott Wave more as a confirmation or how far a rally or decline could extend. I didn't really use it for entries. I've always used the Wyckoff indicators for entry. MU, we've had a reaccumulation phase here. The spring did get a little deep, which threw me out of AEHR, which is one that I'd mentioned in the Discord. I think those stocks, especially if they pull back here a little bit next week, still probably has a lot higher to go. Here's one that I had labeled a jump and a backup, and you can see we went a little bit lower here last week with the war, and then a quick double. But I did miss that one. Gold and silver. GDX. I was friendly down here on GDX, and once we open lower on the 19th, but I'm guessing this is some type of ABCX. I think we still have probably lower to go in metals, so I think this is going to resolve sideways and then lower. I mean, our Wyckoff indicators are at the bottom here, available at TradingView. The first one is the Wyckoff Optimism Pessimism Index. That is watching volume on a 5-minute basis. So it's giving me a true read on wave volume, which is what Mr. Wyckoff did. What's up, Chris? The ish. And the force index is a little bit more of a longer term type of volume indicator. And at the bottom is our technometer, which is a volume, price, and time type indicator. It really watches volume more so. Again, on the technometer, you can see on the Bitcoin, it's been uncanny on calling the tops. And that's just a proprietary indicator that measures volume. You can see it gave the last 7 tops. I did give a buy down there at 68 and change. That did not work. We went to another new low, so that was a little bothersome. And then again, we're back here at overbought, near overbought again. So the OP index, the force, and the technometer. And then the alert engine is just something I've been working on the last 3 months. I'm putting in kind of Wyckoff rules, and it's going to give us, it's going to alert us to Wyckoff events. So then when I turn that on, this is the accumulation side of it, labeled the selling climax in real time, labeled the automatic rally in real time, labeled that a jump across the creek, because you can see here, that would have been the creek that the alert engine called. So it jumped above there, got labeled a jump across the creek. Now, if I had the distribution labels on here, it would have called that an upthrust. So you're going to be able to toggle between accumulation and distribution, mattering what the general market looks like, which is what Wyckoff would have done. So again, this is the accumulation labels. And then recently the rally has Been a pretty solid rally, so it's calling that a sign of strength because it's inside the accumulation phase here, which again is going to be called a sign of strength, looking for a last point of support. So if we do get that, I possibly would take a trade on the long side here. So on the dollar, as you know, I've been friendly the dollar. For an Elliott wave count, I mean, it still really looks like we're working on 5 waves up. If you want to use that on the dollar, it was pretty clean. That does look 5 waves up. Previous support would be the previous 4th wave, so we're right at support. Technometer's 46, no help there. So personally, I would be long the dollar here, looking for a break higher. So, and I think you could probably use a stop down there 97.50 or so. So risking a dollar. If we turn on the alert engine, you can see here it did call a jump and a backup. Called a spring 2 days ago, because it did spring the previous 4th wave. So again, I kind of like that setup on the dollar. Do your own research. This is not individual investment advice. Since I am a registered investment advisor managing clients' assets. Hype. Let's throw up the, what we got, the hype. I've been talking about this one being really, definitely much stronger here recently. I would say hype again. I'd be a little bit leery here of a double top with the Bitcoin technometer being overbought. But otherwise, any buy signal on Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'd probably be all over hype. This is the Binance chart. I wanted to see the technometer load. Again, I don't know if trading view's a little bit slow today. I haven't really experienced it being slow. So technometer 47.5. So stay long hype or buy the next break, I think. Well, as we said, a lot of people in the Discord wanted me to get live here, get Nick and I back live. So the only reason I hadn't been, just really busy with the alert engine. And also I've been doing a lot more sector work on the stocks, but that's all going to be also then moved over to the crypto. So trying to be able to be on top of sector moves much better, which if you understand Wyckoff, really you're supposed to figure out the general trend, figure out the strong sectors or the weak sectors, and then those strong or weak coins inside those sectors. So I probably myself haven't been good enough with sector studies on stocks or crypto, so I wanted to help that out. All that I'm doing is definitely helping me trade better, so I think it's going to help subscribers and followers as well. So that's why I've stayed focused on that, and it will continue. Bitcoin 73,000 up here at the really the highs for the last few weeks. You can see technometer 48. Dow down 260, NASDAQ still unchanged, up a little bit higher. That is all I've got. So I would expect Nick and I jump in Monday or definitely early next week, and you'll see me or him and I definitely back here on YouTube. Big House asking about ZEC. Nice rally here from 250 to 400. Let's let our indicators load at the bottom. Yeah, I'm having some issues out of TradingView, so the OP is not loading. Technometer 48.94. So again, possibly maybe look for a little bit of a pullback here. Any pullback on ZEC to around 335, previous resistance, I think that'd probably be a pretty good setup. There, the OP loaded, and you can see here at the lows, again, we had the same thing. A little bit of buying coming in with new lows in the volume while price held. And then we jumped through resistance. So I'd like ZEC on a little bit of a pullback. All right, that's all I've got. So have a great weekend. Good luck trading. And catch you early in the week. Later.